Frank Lampard has been sacked by Everton. Now, I recorded the background gameplay on the 4th of January, okay, a day after they lost 4-1 to Brighton. And I thought at that time, Lampard has only got, what, a week or two left maybe before he gets sacked, I reckon. He's had a lot longer than I thought. They currently sit 18th in the Premier League. 19th in the Premier League. They currently sit 19th on 15 points in 20 games. They have only won 3 out of the last 20 games. Drawn 6 and lost 11. They've got a minus 13 goal difference. Lampard helped them stay up last season. He's getting sacked this season. Oh, well, he has been sacked now. It's not getting it. He just has been sacked. Obviously, he's ex-Chelsea, so I love him and everything. Our highest goal scorer in the Prem. A Chelsea legend. Even managed Chelsea for a period of time, although it wasn't the best period of time. Did well in Champions League, don't get me wrong, did alright. But Premier League wise, not so much. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel took over as we were sitting in 10th. Much as we are now, actually. But this isn't about Chelsea, this is about Everton. Now, I think his name is Mishi or Moshiri or something. Yeah, Farhad Moshiri. I believe he's the majority owner of Everton. He was interviewed, well, he was questioned in a fucking parking lot or something, in a car park, just after Everton's 2-0 loss to West Ham. And it was asked, is this the end of Frank Lampard? And he said, I'm not the one who decides that. I believe it was him that said, I'm not the one who decides that. Which, quite clearly not true. I don't know of any owner that doesn't sack the manager. You know, Todd Bowley, majority owner of Chelsea, sacked Thomas Tuchel. Roman Abramovich, owner of Chelsea before, sacked however many managers. It's usually always the owner that sacks the manager, because the owner is the one that has the ultimate say. And Moshiri's there saying, oh, I don't decide if Lampard gets sacked. Which I can see, because apparently there was some sort of... The Everton shareholders had a vote of confidence in Lampard, and I guess the owner has no choice because he's going to lose shares or whatever. But ultimately, I think it is Moshiri's decision. I'm surprised it's come at this time. I thought it was going to come before, to be honest. 3 wins out of 20 games. That is sackable. That is sackable. Lampard said that he wanted Danny Ings. Danny Ings is now on West Ham. Maybe it's a case of Everton don't have the money, but I doubt that they don't have the money, to be honest. Yeah, is unfortunate for Everton. Well, actually, I don't know if I don't know if it is unfortunate, to be honest, because they are doing pretty bad right now. I think it was actually. Let me quickly check. What game was it? Because there was a game when the fans stayed back to protest. I think it was against Southampton when the fans stayed back after the game. In protest of the board. They didn't. I don't think the fans actually wanted Lampard sacked because they realised it's a board issue, not a manager issue. So they stayed back after the game to protest about selling the club, like sell the club, sack the board, whatever. Because it's clearly not Lampard problem. It's clearly a board problem. Now, first of all, don't get me wrong, I do think that Lampard is a championship manager at best, okay, and I love him, of course I do. Chelsea legend, of course I love him. But I have to say that he's a championship manager at best. He's tried it at Chelsea, top 6 club, didn't do the best. Tried it at Everton, which, with all due respect, the bottom half table... It was a bottom half team, sorry. Bottom half of the table team. Didn't do well. I mean, he kept him up, in fairness, but he's not done well this season. So he's tried it at a big club and a smaller club, in terms of table position anyway. Maybe he goes for a mid-table team now. Maybe the likes of, I don't know, the likes of Palace or Southampton perhaps. You know, Palace finished about mid-table last season. Southampton a bit more to the bottom half of the table, but still. I don't know if Southampton are actually looking at a new manager. I doubt that Palace. I think they're doing alright with Vieira right now. I don't know if Southampton are looking for a new manager at all. I mean, Southampton aren't doing well this season either. No, they're sitting 20th with 4 wins out of 20, which again just not good enough. So I guess you could see how he does there. But I don't think that Lampard is a Premier League manager. And I could push my Southgate agenda here. So like the same as Southgate, I'm not going to bother. It's not about that. This is about Lampard and Everton. Lampard, I think, was out of his depth at both Chelsea and Everton, to be honest. I don't know, maybe he just didn't have the manpower. Maybe he didn't have the manpower. It's possible they just didn't have the manpower. Like I said, he wanted Danny Ings, and Danny Ings went to West Ham. So, clearly, he's not been backed. And it is unfortunate. You know, and they've been through, I think it's either 16 or 20 managers, something like that. It's something 16 or 20 managers that Everton have been through since 2016, which is like more than one a year. And since then, there's not been a manager that's spent 2 full years at the club. Lampard didn't even spend a full year at the club. Okay, he didn't spend a full year at the club, and now he has been sacked. So yeah, I think he might have been slightly out of his depth. Maybe he could go to a club like Palace or like Leeds, Leicester, something like that. And you could back the board, back him, see how he does. You know, get the transfers going, see what players he wants, see what players he wants to get rid of, and all that. Like what Chelsea are doing now, you know, Todd Bowley is backing Graham Potter, selling players that Graham Potter doesn't want, buying players that Graham Potter wants. You know, he's getting backed, and the results are starting to change because of that. You know, we've drawn against Liverpool, which obviously we wanted to win, but we didn't drop 3 points. We beat Palace. You know, so the results are starting to take a turn. But I think if he doesn't do well at a mid-table team, then you have to think, is he Premier League quality? Lampard, is he Premier League quality? And it's a big question, because I don't think he is, personally. I don't think he is. He's tried it at 2 Premier League clubs, failed at 2 Premier League clubs. I don't think that he's Premier League quality, to be honest. But that's just my thoughts. Yeah. Frank Lampard sacked as Everton manager. I believe Sam Allardyce is the favourite to take over. And to be fair, he did keep Burnley up until he was sacked. With a pretty average squad. And not much money spent on players. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I'm only making this video because he's ex-Chelsea as well, by the way. Yeah, that is that. I mean, I don't really care much about what Everton do with their managers. It's just he's ex-Chelsea, so I thought, well, that's not a nice thing to see him getting sacked. Obviously, I don't care if Everton change manager every 2 fucking days, to be honest. It's not my club. But, it's Lampard that got sacked. Lampard is a Chelsea legend, so I feel for him. But yeah, that is that. So, see you on the next one. Peace out.